And our next panelist, also known as Fire or Desi Fire, who sold his company to our academy, used to teach cat coaching for kids without going to IM himself. Please put your hands together and welcome on stage the oldest panelist for today, Ravi Handa.
Hello, I'm Ravi Handa and welcome to Desi FIRE Podcast. मुझे जो क्वेश्चन सबसे ज़्यादा कॉमनली पूछा जाता है वो ये नहीं है कि पैसे कैसे कमाएं या पैसे कैसे इन्वेस्ट करें when it comes to fire. The most common question that I get asked is कि भाई तुम अपने टाइम के साथ में करते क्या हो? Well, मैं अलग अलग नई चीज़ें ट्राई करता रहता हूँ. जैसे कि मैं मनी कंट्रोल के लिए कुछ आर्टिकल्स लिख रहा हूँ. एक नई चीज़ जो मैंने ट्राई करी वो ये मैंने स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी ट्राई करने का सोचा. तो उसके ऊपर ये 2 वीडियोस हैं. मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ आपको ये दोनों वीडियोस अच्छे लगेंगे. पहला वीडियो वो है जिसमें लोग मेरा मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं, मेरे ऊपर जोक्स मार रहे हैं, और दूसरा वीडियो वो है जिसके अंदर मैं उन लोगों के ऊपर जोक्स मार रहा हूँ. उम्मीद करता हूँ इन जोक्स को आप सिर्फ जोक्स की तरह ही लेंगे और आपको इसमें मजा आएगा. आपको ये जोक्स अच्छे लगे नहीं लगे मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में जरूर बताइएगा, और साथ साथ ये भी बताइएगा कि क्या ये करियर मुझे ट्राई करना चाहिए या रहने दो.
When I started researching for this, I realized how much he smokes and drinks. I started getting worried that I might end up writing an obituary instead of this. Although an obituary might be more meaningful and useful given how old he is. Ravi Handa is the type of person who still, sends me a Skype invite. He is so old that when I asked him to ping me on Telegram, he thought he'd have to communicate in Morse code. For you and me, Old Monk is just a drink, right? He bloody knew that guy. He still has Windows 95 and Lotus 123 listed as skills on his resume. Jeene ke hai 4 din might be a fun song for you and me. For him, it's a doctor's report. But, just look at him, man. Just look at him. Doesn't he look like he will go to a restaurant and ask the waiter for menu? And then leave in an Uber. He is an IITian from KGP, Kharagpur. He studied computer science during his undergrad and later went on to become a teacher. He didn't get a job to teach kids for IIT, so he decided to teach for CAT, something he himself could never crack. But his successful students are a legend in the industry. But when I say a legend, I mean like a myth, like Shaktiman or Doraemon. We all believe that they exist, but who among us has really seen them? Both of his parents are doctors. You would think that would educate him to the wonders of being fit. But even they couldn't motivate him to leave whiskey and cigarettes. Imagine their plight. It's like they put in all the hard work to send their son to IIT, but it feels like he really went to Manipal. Okay, by the way, do you guys know Ravi Handa's Twitter? Yeah. He's the only guy I know trying to make money by deleting tweets rather than posting them. Later on he's supposed to say a lot of mean things about me, but he messaged saying that he'll shut up about me for 1,000 rupees plus GST. When I refused, he reduced the ask to 500 plus GST. He ran a company for 8 years called Handa Ka Funda. It was supposedly an ed tech company where the tech was WordPress. Handa Ka Funda was acquired by an academy. The only reason they acquired it was to shut it down. Even here, he made money for deleting the website rather than creating it. The only thing in his life that goes from 0 to 100 in 3 seconds is his weighing machine. When I went back to Jaipur recently, I saw a lot of potholes near his place. I was wondering how did that happen. But then his wife told me that he has recently started going for a walk. But I was pleasantly surprised to know that he has finally started doing some exercises. He later told me that he aspires to have a body of a Greek god. Then I had to explain to him that laughing Buddha is not Greek. Handa is part of the FIRE community. For those of you who don't know what FIRE is, it stands for Financially Independent and Retired Early. In other words, he finishes earlier than others.
फिनिशिंग अर्ली से याद आया, अपनी हेल्थ की इंश्योरेंस की प्लानिंग अब जितना जल्दी कर लें उतना अच्छा है, क्योंकि लगता तो ये रहता है कि अभी तो मैं यंग हूं, बाद में देखेंगे, बट नहीं, जितना जल्दी आप इसकी प्लानिंग करें उतना आपके लिए अच्छा है। और इस वीडियो के स्पॉन्सर पैसकेयर आपको, आपके एम्प्लॉयज को, आपके एम्प्लॉयर को, सबको हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस, एक्सीडेंट इंश्योरेंस और बहुत सारे बेनिफिट्स के बारे में हेल्प करती है। इनके बारे में और जानने के लिए डिस्क्रिप्शन के अंदर लिंक है, मैंने डाला है पैसकेयर का, उसको क्लिक करें, वहां से आपको पैसकेयर के बारे में सारी डिटेल्स मिल जाएंगी।
Honestly, Handa is interesting enough to host. Although the bar was set really, probably because it was Garv's bar. Ravi Handa uncle's LinkedIn bio says, sold my company, retired early, now bored. But Handa looks like he was born bored only. And he definitely doesn't look like he retired early. When Ravi Handa had a child, his doctors were like, "Ye लीजिए, Handa का अंडा." Handa with his man boobs is a bisexual's delight. I'm guessing he has to go second base with himself. Handa is the epitome of another Indian male with a podcast. Handa sold his first podcast was a satsang. Apparently, he would promote anything on Twitter for $1,000. Anything. That's how he got Shobhit married, by the way. I think that he's in need of a wife. Thinking about it, Shobhit benefited a lot from Handa. I mean, basically, Handa got him both a job and a blowjob.
Last and the least also, in terms of his years left in his life, Mr. Ravi Handa. Beyond a certain age, everyone has midlife crisis. My dad also had one. The only difference is my dad and your dads had one in silence. Ravi Handa sold tickets to 200 people to come watch him have his midlife crisis. Mr. Handa is such a gold digger, he was laid off from an academy. He didn't resign. But yeah, gold digging coupled with financial wisdom like not angel investing in early stage startups is what led to a net worth of 12.5 fucking crores, bro. That's wild. That's a wild sum of money. You know how much fucking money that is? Like enough to get a 2 BHK on rent in Indira Nagar. Security deposit will be covered, but at least Ravi Handa is a man who was retired early and his sort of like mission in life has now, to guide other people to retirement, like us. But in order to judge properly how good the idea of retirement really is, we need to understand how people choose to spend their time after retirement. Mr. Handa has a YouTube series called Madhushali. Kafi log ho there. Where he talks about and reviews different kinds of whiskey. And Handa sir, kudos to that. But that series sort of became dark quickly after. One of his recent videos is titled, "एक हफ्ते में कितनी whiskey पीना appropriate है?" आदमी कितना खाली होना चाहिए to determine that number. I can only imagine how many bottles of whiskey and fights with his wife Handa ji had to go through to determine this. Hence a star think so. 375 ml is what he has described. But this is what happens when you retire early. This Madhushali YouTube series, sir, don't mask this with passion or hobby. This is a lot of free time plus alcohol addiction plus the ability to write off all the alcohol as a business expense. मुझे पता है tax is fair, sure.
Ravi, in our group, we made a WhatsApp group and Ravi asked everyone what their age was and if they are married. Which makes sense because he just takes off his shirt, he will look like the guy who comes to your parents for Rishta. Which in Shobhit's case is true. We asked Ravi sir, what is your most embarrassing moment? To which he said smoking weed, drinking and waking up in someone else's house. Ravi sir, please stop calling Anant's fantasies as embarrassment. Ravi sir talks on Twitter and YouTube about investing in gold, and then another video about not investing in gold. How are you coaching folks for cat? When you can't select between two options. Ravi was an early mover in edtech. He writes that he started with 3 employees for many years and then scaled it to entire 15 employees. Wow. That is also the age till which his coaching is valuable. 15 बार नहीं कर सकते मुझसे. Ravi sold his company to Unacademy. This was such a great buy for Unacademy that they don't mention it in their Wikipedia page. And mind you, they mention Wi-Fi study Jaipur. Ravi says he sold his company and retired early. Ravi sir, at your age, everyone has to retire early to bed. Ravi has a Lagavulin poster on his Twitter. It's a brand of scotch and whiskey. Now, don't all his tweets make sense?
आनंद, ये अपने आप को यंग बना के प्रिटेंड कर रहा है कि हाँ हम कूल हूँ. अरे तेरी विस्की पीता हूँ.